Welcome to new season NCAA Football. This year I'm going to do stuff a little different. I'm going to show all the games, even the ones I play against the computer. And plus, I'm going to show a bunch of recruiting stuff when I can. Now, recruiting in the middle of the season is extremely boring. It's the reason why I think Chef and some others, don't show it. But I'm going to kind of show you what I go through. Now, when it comes to this point in the season, usually I start out with, I go through the redshirt players. Right, and I start out with my positions, and I kind of go through it. This guy's a freshman. I don't need him. Redshirt him. I'm going to redshirt Holly. You ain't going to need him. He ain't going to play this year. Fullback. Yeah, we don't use a fullback in my scheme anyway. Now, wide receivers. You can see some of the people like, let me see, Thompson. He was a guy I got last year, and yeah, he's a 72 overall, but I got him specifically for returning the football. That's the only reason I got him. He's a freshman. So, 9'6", 9'7", and by the time he's a senior, he's going to have 99 speed. Because typically your speed only goes up 1 point per year. So, he doesn't have a lot of agility and that sort of stuff. It doesn't matter all that much. His break tackling's good, and his carrying's like in the 90s. Yeah, 94. So, he's not going to fumble, and he's got hella good speed. So, that's the only reason I have him there. He's not going to be a wide receiver. He's never going to be an actual wide receiver. I just want him returning the football because he's got speed. Tight ends, can't do anyone. Left tackles, no one. I don't want to do him. The center. This guy, they wouldn't let me cut him. This is a guy, you know how if you play the game, you understand that. Like last year, I needed a center. They told me I needed a center. So it just gave me this sorry dude here. But I'm going to redshirt him because I can't cut him, and I don't want him in the game. No way, no how. This guy here, I might keep him there just for a backup. He's not too bad. This is one of the guys I got last year. Freshman starting over, that sophomore. Let me see. Left end, we're gonna redshirt this guy. What do my right ends look like? Yeah, we'll leave that. Defensive tackles, he's an 86. I think we'll go ahead and redshirt him too. Wait, no, he's a sophomore. No, we'll let him go. Well, yeah, it ain't gonna matter. We'll go ahead and redshirt him. Well, no, we're not. I'm not going to because your defensive tackles get tired pretty easy, and I don't want the other guy coming in yet. Side linebacker. Freshman, sophomore. I try to look at, if somebody else is going to come out, when they get tired, who's going to come back in. I'd like to redshirt him, but I don't want this guy to come in. Let's look at the right side. So this guy here. This is mostly another guy they gave me. Well, no, because I had him last year. I don't know why I got this guy on my team, actually. I can't redshirt him. So, I think I can redshirt him because I think 75. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and redshirt him. Corners. I'm really, really, really proud of my corners. So I think these top guys here, they're all going to... I'm going to move some people around. This guy's going to go somewhere else. I'm going to move somebody to corner. But they're all going to have man coverage in the 90s. So they're going to be good. Lots of speed. Lots of speed in my corners. So they're going to be really good. But this freshman here, I want to go ahead and redshirt him. Free safeties. I don't know about these guys either. But mainly the stuff I like to look at is, who's try to get a picture of who's going to be playing everywhere and who's going to come out. I don't want to redshirt somebody and have a dude that's a 72 overall coming in as a backup. I am going to blur out a lot of the names. The next thing I usually look at is, like, I'll go to my recruiting board and I look and see who I need. And I already looked at it the other day. I need, I think, maybe a guard. What do I need? A guard, one defensive tackle, and a punter. Now, one guard, one defensive tackle. That's what I'm going to look at first. So, but what I also look at is I like to, I like to go to my depth chart. Now look at guard and defensive tackle. Now remember, there was this guy. Where was he at? This guy. No. Well, I have one center because the other guy's redshirted, so he's not going to show up here. But this guy's a sophomore, so if I can get a center, that'll help me out 2 years from now, so I don't have to worry about a center. And the main thing you want to look at in your recruiting is not letting all the players stack up to where 1 year you need, you need like 4 players. So if at all possible, you want to try to get that down as much as you can. See, I'm good there. Let's see. I think quarterbacks, I'm good. I don't need any. He's a senior. These 2 guys are leaving, but this guy's a sophomore. And I have one that I redshirted, so I don't really need a quarterback. To senior, sophomore, freshman, junior, I don't need any running backs. Fullbacks, heck with fullbacks. I don't use them. Wide receivers, I mean, they're all, let me say, this guy here's a senior. And this guy's a tight end. I don't know why he's in the depth chart like that. Because I don't want him there. Because he's slow. I don't think I want him there. But anyways, I might leave him there. I mean, he's 6'6". But anyway, I try to look and see. Senior, junior, freshman. You know, I need to look at a tight end this year. Because I usually write this stuff down. Because I need a tight end a couple of years from now. So I'll go ahead and look at a tight end. Left guards. I think I might need a left guard. It's only showing 1 right there. But this is, I mean, you get the picture. That's basically what I do. I try to look and see, what am I going to need, if not this year, what am I going to need a couple years from now? Because after I get one of those guys, the guard or the defensive tackle or the punter, you know, who's going to help me out so I don't need them this time next year in the recruiting? So that's what I do to try to keep everything down to a minimum. Because I only need 2 players. I know that I can recruit 1 good guard and 1 good defensive tackle. That's not, you know, too hard to do. Punters, I mean, they're a dime a dozen. You can find them anywhere. And if I don't get a punter, I'll make my kicker the punter. I don't care. But this is kind of what I do. I'm going to go set up my recruiting board, and we'll be right back. All right, so I didn't set up my recruiting board because I forgot I wanted to. This is what I wanted to, one of the things that I wanted to show you. First thing I do, and you can see my recruiting board is not set up. It's all grayed out up there. I go to search. And I know that I need a guard. So I'm going to go to guard. Okay. I'm going to go to minimum caliber. I don't want anybody that's 4 or 5 star. Now, that's not going to apply to everybody. Some of the new people that joined in, some of the schools that aren't, you know, 4 and 5. I mean, you know, I've been Ole Miss since the beginning, so I'll have those people. So I'll go to that. I'll go interested Ole Miss. I want to see what guards that are 4 or 5 caliber that are already interested in my school. We'll click search. We'll see what we got. 1 match. Okay. There's this guy here. He's a guard. I'm going to go ahead and put him on my board. Okay. Then we'll go to the next one. Okay. Added recruit to the board. I'm going to move this down a star. All right. What 4 stars are in the top 10 schools that want my school? But still 4-star. Okay, we got 2 people. So it's going to be that guy and 1 other person. Okay, so there's this guy, and I'm 6th on the list. So I'm not looking too good on guards right now. So I'm going to go ahead and add him to my list to see what he looks like. I'm going to go back. And since linemen, if you don't know this, linemen are a bit interchangeable. Okay, so I can go guard. Now I can look at tackle. I'm going to go back. Top 10 schools. Who's interested? 2 people. There's this guy here. There's 2 tackles that I'm 2nd in the list on. I want both of them. I'm gonna scout both of them, see what they are. Okay. Go back. Added those 2. I'm gonna go ahead and look at centers now. Now, typically centers, when you move them from center to either guard or tackle, they're gonna go down. Okay. If you move positions, they're gonna go down a couple. Overall, but I don't think it makes that much of a difference because it doesn't make their pass blocking or run blocking or impact blocking, doesn't make those go up and down. But for some reason, the game says they're not as good. A center is not as good as playing at left guard for some reason. But if you move guards or tackles to center, they typically improve on the overall category for some reason. So I do the same thing with the center. I basically do this to see what there's got. 2 people. There's 2 centers. Okay. There's 7th, and this and 7th and 2nd. So this guy that's 2nd, I want to scout him. I'm not going to do this guy because he's, well, let's see. I'll go ahead and move both of them, see what they're all about. All right, now that I've done that, I'm going to go out, and I'm going to go to the all prospects part. And I'm still on linemen. I'm going to all positions. All positions. I needed a guard. I'm going to go to guard. I'm going to click this side. I'm going to, where's it at? It should be a pipeline. Where's that at? Okay, that's not it either. Hang on. Get out of here. Now the next thing I want to do, I guess it's in search. Search. Let's go back to guard. I'm looking for 4 or 5 calibers and state. Here it is. State. I want pipeline state. So my pipeline states. Okay. And now I'm going to hit search. Because now it's only going to search for people that are in my pipeline. So I got 5 matches to see what they're like. This guy here, 78, 75, 68, 66. Okay, so there's one guy here that's not interested in my school, but he's going to a pipeline state. So I'm going to click on him. Pipeline state. I have a better chance. I'm going to get more points. So that's 2, 4, what, 5 linemen now I got to choose from to pick out who do I want. And so basically I do that for all the positions that I need. I'll go back through and do that for defensive tackles. Okay? Do the same thing. But this time, I'm not quite done with my guards yet. I'm going to go to all prospects. The only thing I want to see, I'm going to go to guards. Who are the guards? Okay? So the top guard, okay, I'll click on him so I can scout him, and I'll probably pick, you know, a couple more. This guy's a 78, 77, 76. And I'll see, you know, I'll probably pick one or more of them just so I can scout them. Well, I might actually hang on to them because I want to see how many I have. And you can do this by sorting this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Should be more than that. Oh, that's 4-star. Well. Oh, that's guards. That doesn't count tackles and everything. So I already have 4 guards to choose from. Now there's some other guys over here that might be interested in my school, but you know, 66, 71, yeah, you know, I don't really mess around with that too much. I'm not, you know, I'm not too interested in guys that low because it takes too long to develop them. I want a guy for a sit for a year or 2 while the guys that are already there playing, and then, you know, he's going to play for 2 years and be efficient, you know. So basically that's what I do. And then I'm going to do the same thing for tackles. I'm going to do the same thing for centers and add people there. And at some point when I get a few there, I'll go back to the recruiting board. I'll scout them. The ones I don't want, I cull them out. Get them off my board. I don't want to look at them no more. And then I'll go back to defensive tackles. I'll do the same thing for all the defensive tackles. And then go back, scout them, and get rid of them. Once I see, okay, I got a good chance of getting these guys. I'm up at the top and doing good. Not up at the top, but I have a good chance of gaining points and, you know, getting ahead on the list as far as the top school that the kid's interested in. Then, once I have, since I only need basically 2 positions to fill, now it's time, where can my team improve at? And I'll look at athletes. Is there a badass running back hidden in there somewhere? I'll search around, and it takes me forever. I sit in this recruiting stuff forever. And I'll search through there, you know, is there happen to be some really good running back somewhere that I'm number 1 on? And I'll do some of that stuff. And I'll go to search. And I'll go to any position that's a 5 caliber person that's, you know, top 3 schools, and I'll search. 2 people. Let's see what they are. A free safety and a quarterback, both of them. I'm first on the list on both of them. One's a 78, one's a 79. I'm going to add them both to my list. It don't matter to me. I'll take them. If I scout them and they're good, I'm going to keep them there because one day I'm going to need a free safety. If not, I can cut them. Because here's one thing I always say, even especially with me and Sheffer recruiting one another because we're competitive, Even if I don't need the person, if he's on my team, I don't have to play against him. So if he's on my team, he's not on your team. And he's not doing me any harm. So he'll sit there. Some other people don't even play. But that's, to me, that's part of it. So I'm going to fill my recruiting board up, and I'll be right back again. Okay, so I have my recruiting board filled up. And although you're not going to be able to see the people's names for obvious reasons, because I want you to go find your own people and not the people that I spent, the last, 35, 40 minutes searching for. But you will be able to see their ratings over there, because I want to talk about what I do when I talk about culling out the players, or people that once I put on my board, getting ones off, because obviously with my board filled up, I don't think I can get points on all these people. And so I kind of order them so I don't forget, people at the top. Okay. I only recruit people, I don't care if their rating is a 95 overall. If somebody's a 95 corner, but their man coverage is an 80, I don't want them. Because it doesn't fit. I don't need a corner that's got an 80. I mean, he better be really, really, really good in some other areas. He better be able to run a hole in the wind and then knock somebody's helmet off for me to want him. Because I need people that can cover just because of how I set up my defense. I typically am not a person that brings pressure. If you see any of my videos or watched or played me, you know that I don't bring a lot of pressure. If you didn't realize that while we're playing, you need to pay attention. But I'm a person that I want to get pressure with the front four, drop everybody into coverage, and if you want to pass, good luck. But then I want, if you do run the ball, I want them guys to come up and be able to stop the run. So like, for instance, I got this corner down here at the bottom, the guy that I recruited. Like, see this guy here? He's a 70 overall. His man coverage is 81, zone coverage 80, press 87. Not too bad, but his tackling's a 55. Okay, he's going to get run over. And his play recognition is not that high, so he's going to be a little bit confused out there between what play recognition is how fast I think it is. How fast they realize whether it's a pass or if it's a run. So, you send people in a pattern and then run a counter to his side. I want him to realize, uh-oh, it's a run. I need to come up and stop that. I don't need him chasing the receiver down the field like a goon. But on the other hand, there's this guy here. Okay, he's got about the same. His press isn't quite as good, but his play recognition's higher. His tackle's a little bit higher. His hit power, pursuit, that sort of thing that I want. And he's got great speed. So I don't care about the block shredding. I don't bring corners on blitzes. That's what that is. I don't care too much about that, especially not corners. So this guy here, I'm gonna get rid of him because I don't really want him. I think I don't even want him taking up space on that. I can always come back later and get him. Now some of these other guys, like let me see these 4 defensive tackles here. Now this guy here, he's finesse moves ain't all that great, but he's got great power moves. His tackle and everything's good. And I'll kind of see, if there's anybody that I want to take down. Now the reason I like this guy over this one is look at this guy's speed. This guy's got 70 speed as a defensive tackle. Usually defensive tackles have speed in the 50s. So he's got almost defensive end speed at the defensive tackle, but then still strong enough to where he's going to plug up the middle on inside running plays. So that guy there, I want him. Compared to some of these other guys. Now if I get this dude here, this guy down here, it's not bad. This guy's lacking a little bit in block shredding and power moves. So I'll probably, move him up one. And so that's what I look at come next when the Dynasty's advanced and I got to put points on people so I don't have to spend all day seeing who I want. It'll already be done, already be there for me. Like some of these other guys like centers, pass blocking's a little rough. Impact blocking, not too bad on a center because usually in my scheme they're going to block the guy right in front of him on those zone run plays. But tackles and guards that pull on counters and stuff like that, that's what the impact blocking is when they get out there, even though the mechanic's still a little bit screwy and they just run past people. I mean, I know you've all seen it. If they got that one block on the safety that's coming up, you'd have ran for 80 yards. Yeah, that one. But his tackle he's got pretty good stuff. Speed, I don't care too much about their speed. Now, acceleration's a big thing on tackles and guards because you want them pulling off the line and getting outside as quick as possible, and at least sealing up the end to at least let you get some positive yardage on those outside running plays. Not too much. Now this guy here that I found. This guy, well, I'll just tell you, he's a 78 overall. Look at this. Man coverage 72, zone coverage 73, press 72. He couldn't keep a frisbee away from my dog if I threw it over there. That's awful. I mean, yeah, his tackling, his hit power, and his pursuit's great. That's fantastic. But the guy can't cover anybody. Now, if his man coverage was like in the 85, 6, 7 range, that dude would be phenomenal. Or if it was in the 90s, man, I'm moving this dude to corner because he's gonna come up and lay the wood on somebody with all that. I mean, hit power 85 as a free safety. This guy ain't a free safety. He's an outside linebacker. But anyways, I found some really good people. Found a dude that's got some excellent speed. This dude's a barn burner. Kind of brag on him a little bit. Look at this guy here. He got hella good speed. This dude here, he's gonna be nice if I can get him. So, but that's what I look at, and I look at people that fit the way I play, which is how my defense is running the ball. I want quarterbacks that got a little bit of speed. I don't really recruit a lot of running backs that run people over. I want speed. I want quickness in there. I need corners and stuff that can cover people. I want fast defensive linemen. But that's a little bit, if you got inside my head when I was recruiting, that's what I do. And after I put points on here, I constantly go in there and look for people. I never, ever, ever leave points not on somebody. Now, once I get a few people, let's say week 7, 8, and I already have what I need, I'll go in there and look. Now, I'll go in there and look. Who's the tallest person who's the tallest recruit? I'll go in and see what they're all about. Who's the fastest person? And if they're fast, can I make a returner out of them and just have that person returning the ball? So that way, your defense is tired, your offense is tired. You have a guy that doesn't do nothing but return the ball. He's fresh as he can be. He's got all the stamina. He's not tired. He ain't nothing on those long drives and all that kind of stuff. So that way, I have fresh legs on the field. Just part of the stuff that I look at when I recruit. Now, we'll go over some of the point stuff a little later on if you guys don't know about it. I mean, you've been playing this game for a while. It's been out for almost a year now. So you should have a pretty good idea of what the point system's all about. Even though, I feel bad, and I know that it's messed up, and that you guys don't get recruiting points and stuff, which is junky. But, I mean, talk to Chef about that. It's not my deal. But anyways, we'll be back. We're starting up the next season. I think next week. I think there's a game next week. So whenever we advance to Dynasty, we'll have a game. I'll talk a little bit about points and how I think about putting different points and stuff on there. All right, we'll see you guys in the next game.